Second only to murder. I returned to Provo, ready to tackle the rest of the semester. Despite my infatuation with Easton, the relationship was far too confusing for me to pursue with confidence. With Thanksgiving tucked away, going out with someone new felt right. That lucky contestant was Noah. He and I had been texting for over a month. We talked about meeting up, but the opportunity never came, so we both committed to making it happen after the holiday. The long-awaited date came. Noah, your assignment is to think up 10 discussion topics on note cards. Me. Oh, haha, will do. Prepare for some deep philosophical discussions. For whatever reason, I was rushing out the door for the date and didn't get a chance to prepare discussion topics. I arrived at his apartment feeling nervous. He met me outside as I approached his apartment. He waved and led me inside. We sat on the couch. I examined him. He had a man bun, dyed blonde, with an inch of slightly less blonde roots. It seemed every gay person went through a blonde phase at one point. His style had a psychedelic vibe, with a shirt that sported colors and lines that almost seemed to move on their own. So, I didn't prepare discussion topics, I said. Johnny, Noah said, facepalming and tone-joking. What have you done? This is not a good start. I laughed it off, ignoring my discomfort. We had to acquaint ourselves the old-fashioned way. Regular, unmediated conversation. Gross. As luck would have it, Noah was a writer in UVU's English program. Noah showed me some of his writing. He seemed mostly interested in surrealism. The thing about writers is that they all unironically think that their favorite genre is the best, never understanding that sci-fi is obviously the best genre. At a lull in the conversation, I realized I hadn't come to the date entirely unprepared. So, why exactly do you hate Van Gogh so much? Ugh, he's so boring. Noah's eyes scrunched up. Wait, I never mentioned that. I Facebook stalked you. You weren't very hard to find. His profile had an entire album devoted to flipping off various Van Gogh paintings. Noah laughed. Touché. Profaning his paintings increases my stats, obviously. I laughed, too. Oh, of course it does. I should have guessed. Noah shrugged. Actually, my mom is obsessed with him. She dragged me to all sorts of exhibits, and I know just way too much about several painters. Whenever I see a Van Gogh piece, though, I just get this sick feeling. So I started flipping them off in defiance. Nothing can make you hate something as an adult like a negative childhood experience. This is a surprising and weirdly specific hatred you seem to have. Keeps me from getting bored, Noah said. Mostly, I'm just giving my mom shit. Anyway, did you want to get some food or something? We got takeout and returned to Noah's apartment to eat. We talked about books and shows and found several surprising commonalities. Noah was a pleasant person with quirky humor. He didn't conform to cultural or countercultural norms. He was just Noah. Being two gay boys in Utah, we inevitably stumbled onto the church. I think I'm done with it, Noah said. I left my records in my last ward, so I'm just laying low. That's understandable, I suppose. I just don't get why all the members buy it. Noah's face took on a shocking scowl. There's like 20 versions of the first vision. My teeth were clenched. Actually, there's 4 at most, and they really aren't contradictory. The first vision story at the start of the Book of Mormon is geared towards explaining the restoration, which is probably why it lacks certain details in others, like the opening of the heavens. I see, Noah said, face blank. Do you believe in the church? I don't know. Maybe. Church apologetics had always been fascinating to me. I had read the CES letter by Jeremy Reynolds twice. It was an 84-page document that nitpicked the church over silly issues in a way that totally held no water. To me, the letter seemed to be a rambling escapade to justify a major life decision. Besides, I often thought, if you're going to leave Mormonism, just leave. Don't write a book about it. So, definitely don't look too much into that. Noah had a perturbed look of concentration. What about the policy change? I fidgeted, unsure about how I felt. What about it? that they can just change something like that. Noah's eyes were embers in the dim living room lighting. Aren't you bothered that they can just say we're in a state of apostasy? Why would it? I made myself small, wanting to change the subject but also feeling myself grow defensive. That was literally the policy, even if they never came out and said it. Noah gave a disappointed nod. Can't you understand why that would be hurtful? That they felt the need to say it? I mean, kind of. I motioned my arm out before wrapping it back around my knees. But I don't understand why anyone was surprised. My face broke into amusement before laughing. Breaking news! Church rejects gay people, surprising no one and enraging millions. Huh, Noah said. Okay, interesting take. We sat across from one another in silence. I had really killed the conversation, but that was how I felt. I was tired of hearing about the policy from any side of the argument, so my response naturally became that having emotions about it was stupid. Noah cleared his throat. Utah has the worst suicide rate in the country. Literally the worst. Gay kids grow up hating themselves. There's no way out when you're young. The church contributes to that. My mirth soured. I avoided Noah's eyes, unable to parse my feelings. I wanted to reject his argument, say it was false. Yet, he had just described my childhood. Sorry, I guess I'm figuring things out. Noah softened. How long have you been dating? I didn't need his clarification on gay dating. Just this month. Noah nodded, a somber expression forming on his face. I'm still kind of new to this too. I deflated at his words. I don't know what I believe. I feel like I know less every day. Me too. We steered the conversation back into safer territory and continued building a friendship. 2 hours passed. We cuddled and watched Juno, a movie about a teen girl who gets pregnant and finds a couple to adopt her baby. Some contrived drama happens, but everyone ends up better off. It always pissed me off when writers used sex and its consequences to progress a plotline. Maybe don't read too much into that either. Near what would be the end of the date, we kissed. His lips felt different from Easton's, softer. His facial hair was thinner. The first time I kissed Easton, his facial hair had left my lips raw the next day. This was not the case for Noah. I felt my heart beating faster. I climbed off Noah. He looked at me. Do you want to sleep here tonight, maybe? The question caught me off guard. I had never slept with anyone before. Was it so wrong? I mean, sleeping with a person didn't have to involve sex. Sure, I said. He nodded, half surprised I agreed to stay. He gave me some gym shorts to sleep in, and we changed. We both wore garments. Between us as we changed was a queen-size bed. I climbed in next to him. He kissed me, and I returned the gesture. We went to sleep. Maybe, had I not had those experiences with Claire, I would not have been so pliable to Noah's invitation. Perhaps I would not have systematically dismantled my life. I woke up at 3 a.m. I was on my side facing Noah. By pure chance, he had woken up at the same time. We looked at one another in the dark, his brown eyes boring into mine. I inched closer. He reciprocated. We kissed. Under the covers, our bodies came together. We removed our clothes. His naked body was warm. All my defenses broke. I wanted this. I didn't care about the consequences.